real woman.
Talk,
What you saying?
I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is
listening.
because if you fuck with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this,
I respect that,
this
baby.
nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you gonna try to figure out which lion gonna bite your ass or not? You're gonna be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fucking difference.
It's truly stirring when you ponder the various responses that you get from individuals when a man or a lady tells people of their male companion and female companion, rather than being locked in to be hitched. At the point when a lady tells her companions, I got a male companion, her companions aren't exactly intrigued. It's her 4th male companion this year, and she went behind the last 3's back with the person who never dedicated to her, and during the 2 years, they were dozing together. Her companions realize that this is not a problem since they realize she's actually got to accomplish the work to keep up with his consideration and responsibility. They realize that he could skip out of the blue under any condition with 0 harm and 0 misfortune. At the point when a man tells his companions, I chose to make this Miss Young Lady my main chick, they're all giving him high fives since they know she will behave as well as possible. They know she's treating him with chilling disdain, they know she's preparing his feasts, and they know she's keeping his cash. Each lady, regardless of whether they just own it, wants this. At the point when a lady tells her companions, goodness my golly, I'm locked in now, her buddies are dazzled. Getting men's attention and relationship commitment is simple, but the trick is convincing him to put a ring on it. If she succeeds, her friends will know she has hit the jackpot. She should simply drag him down the path and have just a single kid with him, and say she is not generally expected to effectively look for his consideration and responsibility, since marriage is the brilliant ticket out of doing as such. Folks, regardless of whether separated, he is left with her forever, monetarily. At the point when a man tells his companions, better believe it, Ashley wore me out, we're getting hitched. His homeboys know it's the start of them. They know that 7 years, 3 children, and 2 issues later, he will manage a fat female who has him by the balls every other way. Men realize that women companions are superior to spouses. Women realize that woman companions need to work harder than spouses. We as a whole know women nowadays need the fraudulent business model dynamic, get compensated consistently for work. You do one time, one youngster and one great legal counselor to take a portion of his riches, and she can lounge around eating donuts and broiled chicken. For any man out there who's pondering getting hitched, I will call attention to the obvious contrasts between woman companions and spouses. The 3 primary regions are intimacy, conduct, and control. We should get everything rolling. We will begin with intimacy. We will go with the spouses. Set forth plainly, courteous fellows, spouses are not generally propelled to engage in intimate relations with their husbands. When they get that ring, they thoroughly consider it's everything. That is the shortcoming of men. Try not to anticipate that they should proceed with the way of behaving that procured the ring in any case, assuming she acquired it by any means. Darcy, my ex, did this the second we crossed the Florida state line. We had this fantasy start that we took off from. I took her to a heaven-like state, and all I got back were starfish, copulation, and a terrible demeanor. Indirect access BJs don't make me giggle. This is a spouse's thought process. Darcy gave me the head perhaps 3 times in the 7 years I was with her. I never went backdoor, so much for obedience in our wedding vow. Woman companions, then again, surrender it consistently on the grounds that they are not legitimately bound to you by marriage. They are undeniably more persuaded to have intercourse with you, since they don't have that ironclad responsibility that allows them to close their legs. Marriage, or some kind of long-haul responsibility, is the thing they're working for, and that is the reason they're generally behaving as well as possible. How about we return to another young lady? We engaged in intimate relations constantly. We were a thing. She tuned in. She was the best woman companion of all time. I thought, what a mind-blowing lady. She even cooked. I'm letting you know right now, women companions will give you head and coitus whenever you want. Listen, man, my woman companion Devon gives me astonishing head. She allows me to bend her over at whatever point I need it. Why? Since she realizes I'll leave without a subsequent look on the off chance that she stops. Also, she can't utilize the state to take her pound of tissue from me, when and assuming I choose to make it happen. We should discuss conduct. How about we start with the spouses first? It's a loosely held bit of information, men of honor, that American spouses are the most terrible acted women on earth. They're grandiose. They grumble, and as I recently expressed, they quit surrendering it, and when they do, it's hesitantly. Recollect that starfish intimacy. Spouses don't address you well openly and are uninterested in you. What are you going to do assuming that she slips out of your pocket? Surrender your kids in return for half of your current and future profit. Spouses avoid pocket since there is no motivation to do as such. They get rowdy since they have power. She realizes she has you by the balls when you wed her and gains significantly more influence when you get her pregnant. At the point when you transfer ownership of your life on that marriage permit, then you advise her to dress hot this evening. She'll say, no, I don't have to take the plunge. What will you do about it? Pull out your interest. She would rather not engage in sexual relations with you in any case, so you're helping her out. What are you going to do about it? You ought to overlook her. She believes that you should disregard her so she can enjoy your cash and lay down with her chief. Marriage is an inconvenience for men, and women are very much aware of this. Would you like to spend the end of the week in the mountains, whether you bring your better half, your woman companion, or you don't, but you're going out with your pals for a couple of brews, paying little heed to what she thinks, says, or does? Who will stop you? No one. You need to welcome your companions over for reasons unknown. You absolutely can. It's your reality and domain. No one is there to tell them. It's not possible for anyone to let these single men know what they should or shouldn't do in light of the fact that nobody has them by the balls. They go with each choice all alone, so they needn't bother with anybody's authorization to do anything. Folks, as I recently expressed, have no inspiration to be great. Spouses and woman companions have a long list of motivations to be thrifty. Everything descends to your worth versus her worth, as well as the influence you have. Try not to wed on the grounds that the second you do, your influence, opportunity, cash, and ball all going out the entryway. Make the best choice and don't give her that ring. Gratitude for watching, folks.